Hope you guys are enjoying everything. Yeah. Out here today, Chico Chad, we got great news for you. Minnesota is going on strike. Minnesota News is on strike. Minnesota Metro, oh my God, Transit Union Local 1005 posted results of the vote showing 94% of the members agreed to go on strike. Now, that's the whole union. And the newsletter said the Metro Council refused to give workers a quote unquote real raise. They need a real raise, okay? And the cost of living of adjustment, a cost of living adjustment. The previous contract expired on July 31st. So they've been working this contract since July 31st. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? This is this this is this is what they need. This is what they need right here. They authorized a strike yesterday, September 11th, 2023. September 11th, 2023, they authorized a strike for Metro Transit. Wow. Can you imagine, man? You want to go to work, can't go to work because they're not paying you enough? I hope you guys enjoying it. My name's Chico Chad. Thank you for joining me today. We got a lot going on. We got the Metro strike going on here in Minneapolis. The strike authorization does not mean a strike is imminent, but it does give union leadership the ability to call a strike if it becomes necessary, the union said. So they just, letting them know, hey, we got cards on the table. If you guys do not give us what we want, we're gonna go on strike. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the union, about the workers going on strike? What about the people that gotta get to work? What about those people? That says a lot, man. You're putting a lot of people in jeopardy on that. I think so. Anyway, when someone goes on strike like that, like if the metro goes on strike, can you imagine how that will affect the whole city? The whole city. But I don't know if they're talking about metro just for metro Minneapolis or metro Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about. I really don't get it. That is man, you putting a lot of people at jeopardy there. A lot of people. You really are. You're letting a lot of people down. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Please do not go on strike. Give these people what they need to survive. They're putting up with weather conditions. It's going to be snow this deep on the ground. And you got to drive in that. You got people on the bus. Sometimes they act up. I don't know how the laws are out here, but in Miami, if you attack a transit worker, that's just like attacking a police officer. You get more time for that than you probably would attacking a police officer in Miami. Thank you, Wayne, for joining. What's up? What's up? But let me tell you, thank you everybody for joining. My name's Chico Chad. We have Minnesota News Briefing coming right up. I love you guys, man. Thank you. Next on the news, next on the news, we got a lot of Minnesota news, okay? So they are building a 74 a 70,000 square foot church. Yeah, 70,000 square foot church. Now, I don't understand why is a church that big and nobody's living there? All the why you don't build a church where members can live at? I don't get it. Build a church with apartments on top of it. Why they don't do that? Why you just don't build a whole community, put the church in the middle, and build houses around that and sell them to your members? I'm just saying, it's ways to really help the community. Are you guys really in it to help the community? I mean, I feel like I can question anybody who's preaching the word of God. Anybody. Or whatever you say to believe. Are you helping the community or are you helping yourself? That's what needs to be known. Volunteers Metro Wide pitch in to help with Exhale Energy 13th day of service. Okay? There is a huge increase in out of state dogs and animals going to the shelters here in Golden Valley. 20 dogs from Alabama arrived with their crates perfectly packed inside the back of a van to find their forever homes in Minnesota. Shelters here say the requests of familiar out of state transfers of animals to Minnesota come frequently. For the Humane Society, volunteers have fielded more than double the inquiries than they normally do. Most of the shelters in southern United States dealing with overcrowding due to lower adoption rates. Man, this is, hey, what's up? What's up, little black bear? I see you over there. But Minnesota is bringing in animals now for the animal shelter. You know what I mean? So that is a good thing. Minnesota is always willing to help out. From Alabama to Minnesota. From Alabama to Minnesota. Can you think about that? Give it up. Give it up, baby. Give it up. You know, it's really, that's some good news right there. It really is. I love sharing that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. This is a Minnesota man runs into a burning home to save those inside. Now, if that's not good news, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Matt Stewart and his fiance were on their back porch in Buffalo on Wednesday when they heard a jarring boom. And this guy ran into a burning building. I can't believe it. People still got courage to do that. Would you do that? That's the question. Would you run into a burning building to save someone that's not your family? That's the question. That is the question of the day. Would you run into a burning building like this man from Minnesota named Matt Stewart in Buffalo, Minnesota? Go and check it out on the news. Matt Stewart from Buffalo, Minnesota ran into a burning building to save the people that were in there. Now, let me know what you think. Would anybody that's watching right now, would you run into a burning building to save someone that's not your family? I'm going to tell you the story. So, in Buffalo, Minnesota, a Minnesota man didn't think twice when the fire began in a duplex down the street. He said he heard a large boom like something broke. Stewart and his fiancee, Rihanna Shosler, were on their back porch in Buffalo on Wednesday in the right place at the right time, waiting, supposed to be doing that exact thing. Could you imagine? That was a plus bonfire smell propelled Stewart into action from two doors down. This man and a black billowing smoke coming out. He said, I got a fire extinguisher out of our garage, told Rihanna, call 911. It was and go time on that one. So it's like they knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly where to go. This man ran into a burning duplex to save the next door neighbors 2 doors down. So Stewart helped them out, but no one was sure if the upstairs neighbor was home. I ran back inside one last time, not only once, but twice that I see right here. He ran back in because I said to myself, if there's somebody up there, I feel like it's my due diligence, Stewart said, quote unquote. His fiance yelled at him not to go back in. Do not go back in, Stewart. But Stewart went back in anyway. Stewart went back in anyway. Yes, he did. And that is an unbelievable story. I love it. I really do. I love it. I really do love it. I think it's the best thing ever. Stewart did a great thing. He went into a burning duplex, not once, but twice, went back upstairs to check to make sure nobody was in that building. Man, let me tell you, that takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Chico Chad in the building. Thankfully, the house was empty at that point, and after a few moments inside, Stewart knew he needed to get out. I definitely felt the heat, quote unquote. He said, I was on in those stairs, and I said I couldn't see anything. It was black. Buffalo Fire Chief John Harnoose told WCCO that the fire started in the kitchen and the upstairs is now unlivable. He says the cause of the fire is still being investigated. He said, quote unquote, God put me in that position for a reason yesterday, Stewart said. It was the same, it was for some way, shape, or form that I'll never understand to help somebody. He just knew it. See what I'm saying? I hadn't read that story yet. He knew he was in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I've I've I got stories for that. It's not about me today. It's about Stewart, Matt Stewart out of Buffalo, New York. So the question of the day is, would you run into a burning building to save it, to save someone that was in there, that was not your family? That is the question. St. Paul has a new East African magnet school. Yes, they do. A new school, a new school, and a new school. Man, that is amazing. That is amazing. Matt Stewart out of Buffalo, Minnesota. Sorry guys, it's just me. I'm a one man show. If I break away for a minute, I gotta take notes because I gotta come back to it. We're gonna do some more questions on that. I love it, guys. I love it. Thank you for joining. My name's Chico Chad. We are having a great day. The question of the day is: would you run into a burning building that is to save someone's life that is not your family? Testing, testing. That is the question. That is the question at hand. Would you run into a burning building to save someone who is not your family? Hey, thank you for joining. What's up, amazing Ebony Beauty? Today's question is because this guy named Matt Stewart from Buffalo, Minnesota, was sitting on his back porch with his fiance. Okay, heard a loud boom, saw smoke coming out the duplex 2 doors down. Quickly grabbed a fire extinguisher. Fiance called called the 911. By that time, Stewart was gone. He ran in there twice. He went back upstairs. Now the question is, would you run into a burning building to save your neighbor? He said if he felt like it was his due diligence to do that. He felt like it was his due diligence. I mean, that is amazing. I love news like this. I love sharing news like this. You're definitely going to hear more about this story right here. I love this one. This one is amazing. Yes, it is. So in the education system, I got to talk about some education. You can't have any news without any good education. Let me tell you. We got a St. Paul school out here. If I can get it pulled up. Just a one man show, trying to work it. But hey, give me a hand. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But yeah, we'll get back to that. So next up, we got an Eden Prairie young man in remission from leukemia celebrates with U.S. men's national soccer team. In St. Paul, friendships have formed between players of the U.S. men's national team, USMNT, and two young brothers from Eden Prairie. And what I mean by that is on Monday, 5-year-old Roman Engeiser and his 7-year-old brother Gage spent the morning on the sidelines of Alliance Field. The time with the team was much needed break for his family. Part of our life everyday existence since Roman was diagnosed is still worrying about his treatment schedule, managing the side effects, and all the things that come with that. All right, all right. Thank you for trying to answer it. I know, man. He just jumped into action. He said just like that. But these little boys got a chance to spend time with the U.S. men's soccer team, the national soccer team, and that was amazing. Anytime you can, because some of those guys are really, really inspirational. I love the footwork. I love the ability that they have to, punch that ball around and hit it with their chest. And it grew on me. I didn't like, football at first. It's what they call it in Europe, football, because you play with your feet. I didn't like football at first, and it was I'm gonna say European football. We got American football and European football. So I didn't like it at first, but after spending time in Europe, living there for a few years, it really grew on me. And I'm just like, man, look at the footwork on these guys, the training, the dribbling it takes with your feet to do that and pass it to your friend and pass it back and then get it down into the goal. It takes work, it takes teamwork, and I admire it. You know what I mean? So these guys got a chance to see that here. You can't see it, but they're in a picture with these guys, and it is amazing. It really is. It really is amazing. So Jets lose Aaron Rodgers to Achilles tendon injury, then rally the stunned Bills in overtime. Aaron Rodgers was knocked out of the game with an Achilles tendon injury just 4 plays into his debut of the New York Jets. Out of there, man. That Achilles tendon gonna take forever to heal. You know what I mean? Woo! I know. I'm still working on one myself. I'm trying to tell you. New York aggressive defense forced 4 turnovers from Buffalo Josh Allen, who picked off 3 times by Jordan Whitehead and the Wild Off ugly season opener. Well, okay. Goodbye, Aaron Rodgers. Hope you enjoy watching from the sidelines. Now, Minnesota Vikings must quickly regroup after the unpleasant surprise of losing a close opener. Okay? For all the mistake the Minnesota Vikings made and to waste a significant amount of their good work in the season opener, the feeling was strong on the sideline and throughout the stadium for that matter that they would ultimately extract a victory from a tight game. The Vikings turned into an art form last year, after all, setting an NFL record with 11 wins and 11 decisions by 8 points or fewer. So, the Vikings, what are you going to do this year? We're waiting on you. We're running for you. We're rooting for you. We're going out there. You know what I mean? We got to get this. Do not let them boys take your food. Don't let them eat off your plate. This your plate, Vikings. I thought you was a Viking. Are you a Viking or a Viker? I don't know. You're a Viking. Okay, get it right then. Let's go. Let's go, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. Okay? Y'all need to tighten up, man. This ain't no time to be playing. Y'all want a ring or not? Do the Vikings want a ring? That's the question. Do the Vikings want a ring this year? Yeah, one man show. I got to remember that. Thank you for joining, though. Thank you for joining. My name's Chico Chad, and we're talking about the Vikings right now. Let me tell you a little bit about the Vikings. All right. The Vikings got a chance to pull off the Super Bowl. What is the information on the Vikings? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the football team right quick. The Vikings got a chance to win the NFL rings. The question is, do they want the ring? Do you want a ring this year, cousin? Not getting any younger, bruh. You're not getting any younger. Do you want a ring this year? Do you want a ring this year? Do the Vikings want a ring? Do the Vikings want a ring? That's my question. That's the question I got. Do the Vikings want a ring? Answer it, Vikings. Somebody from the Vikings team. Answer it. Pop in. Do something. Do the Vikings want a ring? I am not talking about any other teams. I'm not worried about any other runners. Y'all guys need to focus on your own. Okay? Worry about your yardage. Worry about what you're doing. Concentrate on the team. Y'all and everybody else team. What if, haha, what if, you can't see it because, what if you focused? Can we bring it home this year? Do the Vikings want an NFL Super Bowl ring? That is the question. I'm just trying to say, is it true? Is that what they want? I know I get excited. I know. It's tough out here. But you guys, the question of the day is going to be, would you run into a burning house to save someone? In Ohio, you got a piglet that fell from a truck on the Ohio highway and was rescued by police and will have a new permanent home. Man, a cockatoo breaks speed record on a tiny scooter. Man, cockatoos are coming up big. An Idaho man catches a tennis ball behind his back in attempt for a world record. A dad gets 667 tattoos of his daughter's name and reclaims the world record. Wow. That is something good. Dog lost at Atlanta airport found 3 weeks later. Is he still alive? That's all I'm concerned about. Yoga class meditation exercise confused for ritual mass murder scene. If you saw the picture, you'll see it too. But stowaway snake hitches a ride with North Carolina driver. Police in North Carolina responded to a removal ball python hitched a ride in the front grille of a vehicle. Alligator captured after 2 weeks on the loose in New Jersey. An alligator that prompted the closing of a New Jersey park has been captured in a nearby area after at least 2 weeks on the loose. He came out because he was hungry, that's why. Rescuers removed a 5,000-pound concrete slab to rescue a kitten. Animal rescuers in New York said they had to lift a 5,000-pound slab of concrete to rescue a kitten. Pennsylvania man goes to 777 movies in a single year. A Pennsylvania man earned a Guinness Book of World Record by going to the movies 777 times in 1 year period. So here's another question. Do you get paid for getting in the Guinness Book of World Records? You don't get any money, but you do get a certificate. So everybody that gets into the Guinness Book of World Records, you don't get any money. Wow. Don't have to worry about me doing any of that. I'm cool. I'll watch. I'll read about it. Ooh, okay, that's another good question. would you would you do some what would you do to get into the Guinness Book of World Records? What would you do? That's all I'm asking. All right, so I guess we're not gonna get that one. Not gonna get the news about yeah. Police wrangle a runaway rabbit at British Columbia train station. Police in British Columbia train station were able to reunite a wandering rabbit with his worried owner. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Michigan woman wins $197,000 lottery prize at work. A Michigan woman bought a lottery ticket at her workplace just before her shift started and won $197,000 prize. Now, not gonna lie, 197,000, that's a nice lump sum. But would you have worked that day? I'm not saying I would have quit my job. I'm not saying that. But would you have worked that day or the next day? I would at least took 3 days off. Yeah, I probably would have used all my PTO time just to relax. Yeah, let that soak in for a moment. Beyonce fan goes into labor during California concert. A Beyonce concert in California became extra memorable for one fan when she went into labor during the superstar's performance. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Man, that is insane. Wow. Man, somebody's lying. The Little Mermaid becomes one of Disney's most watched premieres. For who? Maybe. It has 60 million views in the first 5 days of streaming on Disney. But man, what does that really mean? Ethan Hawke and his daughter Maya attend Wildcat premiere. Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet photographed at the U.S. Open together. So what? Let them people live. Haunted Mansion premiere October 4th on Disney Plus. Disney has announced the supernatural comedy Haunted Mansion to premiere on the streaming service October 4th, 2023. So you should definitely check that out. TIFF movie review. Proactive Dumb Money explains and dramatizes the GameStop stock. Dumb Money in theaters September 29th portrays the GameStop stock scandal while explaining complex financial concepts and asking questions about their ethics. Man, the whole GameStop scandal. Y'all remember that? Nun 2 tops North American box office with $32.6 million. The Nun 2 is the number one movie in North America, earning $32.6 million in the weekend that it opened. Says boxofficemojo.com. So you guys could check that out at boxofficemojo.com. Emma Stone's Poor Things wins top prize at the Venice Film Festival. Poor Things, starring Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo, scored the top prize of the Golden Lion for Best Feature at the Venice Film Festival this weekend. Lionsgate to release the Crow reboot in North America. The Crow is coming back out. That's going to be good. You got a lot going on. You got a lot of movies. It is a lot of things. We could talk about this all day. Thank you guys for joining in. My name's Chico Chad. I love you. Check me out tomorrow. We're going to talk about some new stuff.